Hello and welcome into the Great Park. Another beautiful day for some Riptide baseball. They take on the San Diego Bombers today. Just a reminder, our broadcast today is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Andrew, tough loss last night to the Foresters, but a big, important stretch of games coming up against some on paper subpar competition.
Yeah, it was 5-1 loss against the number one team in the pretty much all the CCL, definitely in the South. Something that I noticed, Luke Johnson absolutely on fire. He's in the lineup today. I think that he needs another big game to keep going, and I think this is a really big bounce-back game, especially because we go and we play the Foresters tomorrow, and then after that, as you said, a lot of sub-500 teams. You've got to win that stretch before you have a really tough stretch of playing the Oaks and the Saints back-to-back and then back-to-back.
Speaking of bounce-backs, Josh Hickey on the mound for the Riptide. He's been good this summer, although his last start didn't go to plan. Gave up 5 runs against the Waves in under 5 innings. It kind of set the Riptide back. They weren't able to recover, so he's looking to improve against this Bombers team. Pretty similar lineup we've seen from them in the past. New catcher, though. It'll be Thomas Williams leading off, playing shortstop. The new catcher, Ethan Swidler, he'll be batting second in the number 2 position. Lucas Bonham at third, batting third. Michael Roca at second, batting fourth. Alan Shu at first, batting fifth. Dylan Fishbow, who we've usually seen higher, he moves down. He's in center field. James Theodore in left. Jeremy Jones in right. And James Moulin, the designated hitter. Josh Hickey, the defense behind him. Jack Salmon, Cam Burdick, Riley Hunsaker left to right in the outfield. Camden Sauce, new guy, Jake Lambden on the left side of the infield, Luke Johnson and Carter Dans at first base, something we haven't seen this summer, and then Henry McDonald will be doing the catching.
Yeah, Dan's kind of funny that you see him at first. Normally he's either center field or playing DH.
Huon, Fitzpatrick, Andrew Giesler with you as we get ready for Riptide baseball. Hickey comes set, first pitch to Williams on the outside corner, strike one. Our umpires today, it'll be Michael Miltimore behind the plate, Max Ponce at first, and Spencer Bezzi at third. 0-1. Williams grounds this one to new guy. Lambden's going to be tested. What a play. A throw to first. Not in time. Ball squirts away, but not far enough. So Jake Lambden, welcome to the Riptide. Great play, but unable to get the out.
Yeah, the short slide popped up immediately. Full spin throw to first.
Not in time.
To start,
ball squirts away, but not far enough.
So just out of his reach.
Jake
but
Lambden,
still, man,
welcome to the Riptide.
That looked pretty good from Lambden over there, even if it was a single.
So a single for Williams. Lambden's been on the roster technically all summer, but he just showed up today getting his first start and first appearance. He'll be at shortstop and hitting. He is a two-way player, but just hitting this summer. Hickey's first pitch to Swidler is swung on and missed, tapped out of the glove of McDonald, but not far enough. Swidler, new addition to this Bombers team. He's new because the first half of his summer was spent across the country in the other CCL, the Cape Cod League, where he played for the Harwich Mariners, but just went 2 for 16. So coming over to the opposite coast to play at home. He's from San Diego, not too far from here. So Swidler, his first appearance for the Bombers. Oh, 1 to Swidler, now 0-2. So Hickey ahead to the first 2 guys here. And although he didn't perform in the Cape, Swidler, a good year at Lafayette College, hit .331, 5 home runs. 0-2 upstairs, ball 1. Swidler, that good year propelled him to a transfer. He's heading to Washington for his final year of college baseball.
Big Ten, these Pac-12 teams that have moved to the Big Ten have proved that they're pretty solid.
And Swidler stays alive, fouls this one back. Williams is perfect on stolen bases this summer with 3, but hasn't shown a chance of running yet.
Do have McDonald behind the plate, who's a little bit different of a look from Crandall or Zakar.
1-2 again. This one flared towards Riley Hunsaker in right, but he'll have plenty of room to make the catch for out number 1. Coming into today, Hickey 1-1, 16 2/3 innings.
1-2
again. This one flared towards
3.7
Riley
ERA.
Hunsaker
much
in right,
lower
but he'll have
before that
plenty of
Waves
room
game.
and kind of inflated it, but still good numbers. 12 strikeouts to just 4 walks, so he's been good this summer. Now it'll be Lucas Bonham, who we've seen in every game between these teams so far. First ball to a hitter that Hickey has thrown today on the first pitch. It'll be 1-0.
Yeah, Bonham in this series is 2 for 11 with 4 RBIs, though, and a double.
Pickoff attempt not happening. Those 4 RBIs, the only 4 RBIs that he has this summer. So I guess he likes to drive in runs against the Riptide. He had 6 home runs at El Camino College. So this one's in the dirt ball too. None this summer. Williams leads off of first, not too big. And this one driven towards left field. It's going to fall in front of Jack Salmon. Williams is going to stay at second. So the second hit of the inning for the Bombers. They have first and second with 1 out.
Not necessarily what Hickey was looking for in the start. Obviously was hoping to bounce back. And I was actually talking with someone who had a somewhat similar outing in Jay Spanky, where he
and this
didn't
one
necessarily
driven
have the
towards
best.
left
And I was
field.
like,
It's going to
so
fall
what
in front of
happens
Jack
when you
Salmon.
don't have a good outing? He said,
Williams
just
is going to
immediately
stay at
flush it.
second.
You
So
learn from it, and then as soon as you can, flush it and just get to the next outing.
this is a good hitter to face if you're Hickey in Michael Roca, as that one sneaks inside for ball 1. Roca on the summer, 0 for 8, so hasn't gotten a hit yet. The only RBI he has came against the Riptide, but still hitless. So Hickey, a good chance, potentially out of this inning on 1 pitch. That one in the strike zone, upstairs, strike 1. It'll be Chu on deck, Fishbow behind him. 1-1 pitch. Flared towards first base. Carter Dance hustling, but he's going to run out of room into the Bombers bullpen.
It's a fast guy over there at first now. Don't necessarily see a lot of first basemen with a lot of pep. And Dan's is certainly one of those guys, runs all over the outfield normally.
Yeah, he's a center fielder, so has some speed. So definitely an athletic first baseman. And this one's grounded weakly, could be a double play. Sauce to second for 1, on to first in time. A big double play for Josh Hickey to get out of the jam. Bombers get 2 on, but do not score. Riptide coming up. Sanford on the mound for the Bombers. Last time against these Riptide, 3 innings, did not give up a hit, did walk 3 and 7 strikeouts. So Riptide looking to better their fortune here. Bit of a different lineup for them. Johnny Rodriguez leads off. He'll be the designated hitter. New guy, Jake Lambden, second. Carter Dans, Luke Johnson, Henry McDonald, Jack Salmon, Camden Sauce, Riley Hunsaker, Cam Burdick to round it out. First pitch to brand new leadoff man Johnny Rodriguez is a ball. And we talked to him pregame in the dugout while he was snacking. We asked him, how do you feel about batting leadoff? And he's like, I feel great. My whole season at Long Beach State, I was the leadoff hitter, so definitely not an uncomfortable spot for him. Big swing and miss there, strike 1.
I would like to note he also changed his walk-up song today. So maybe another one of those guys trying to get out of the slump break, even though he's batting leadoff.
It's becoming a theme here, isn't it? The walk-up song.
Yeah, 0 for his last 14, so looking to try to get out of that slump.
Sanford pitched well against this team last time, but behind 2-1 here. He's out of Oregon through 38 innings for the Ducks, a 6.39 ERA. Two and one. Fouled straight back. Rodriguez 2-2. The defense backing up Sanford. Theodore Fishbow Jones left to right in the outfield. Bonham Williams third short. Roca Chu second and first. And new guy Ethan Swidler doing the catching. So Rodriguez going to have to battle with 2 strikes, and then we'll get a chance to see newest Riptide Jake Lambden. And this one grounded fair towards first. It sneaks under the glove of Chu. Rodriguez to first. He's on his way to second. Ball still not recovered. Rodriguez, they're going to send him to third. He's on the run. The relay throw is high, not in time. A leadoff triple for Jonathan Rodriguez. He's fired up. The big man moving around the bases. A leadoff triple for the Riptide, and just what you want to start this game.
Yeah, and that I was saying it right before the at-bat. He was 0 for his past 14, steps up there and laces one into the corner for a triple. So a great way to get out of the slump. The extra base hit, just yet another one of the Riptide players who start getting the bat going.
So big spot for newest Riptide Jake Lambden. He's out of Xavier this past year, although he's just recently announced he'll be transferring to Duke. So the newest Blue Devil, but had a pretty good year for Xavier. Hit .264 with 5 home runs. Also pitched a bit for them, but mostly as a hitter. This one way upstairs. The corners are in for the Bombers. The middle infield back, so Lambden looking to play some more competitive ball in the ACC next year, one of the better college baseball conferences. Big spot for him. 1-0 pitch, 2-0.
It's actually the second leadoff triple this year. The other one came from Bradley Navarro when we played at the Saints in Arroyo, and that was the game that Rodriguez went and hit the ball a mile.
So potentially good things happen after leadoff triples for the Riptide. Lambden ahead 2-0. Check swing won't matter. It's a strike on the pitch. He is from around here, Jake Lambden. Went to Tesoro High School. Won a state championship for Tesoro. Two, 1. 3-1 now. Coach Evans told us he'll be focusing on hitting here the rest of the summer. So does have some life in that arm, but wants to focus on the bat. Advantage pitch to Lambden is swung on and missed. That was ball 4, but Lambden's going to have to battle full now.
That's interesting. Another dual threat for the Riptide. There's a handful of those guys now. Hunsaker or Spommer. Now Lambden coming in.
Rodriguez?
Maybe.
Full count. And down goes Jake Lambden. So good at bat from Sanford to work back there from 3-1 for the strikeout. So Jake Lambden's Riptide career not off to a great start in the batter's box. But now we'll bring up Carter Dans, who's having a good year with the bat, hitting .297, 7 RBIs. Playing a new position today, though.
I forgot also, Dans is a two-way guy also now. He pitched in a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was there when he pitched. Pretty good inning for him. Gave up an unearned run, but looked fairly good for not pitching in a while. This one in the dirt. Really good stop by Ethan Swidler to stop a run there. Rodriguez runs pretty decently for a bigger guy. He's got 2 steals this summer. We saw him hustle to third on that triple. Dans also runs well. Big hole up the middle for him to work with. 2-0. Dans has been clutching these spots all summer. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 to Carter Dans. Corner still in, middle still back. Riptide would love to cash in here early after not scoring much last night. 2-1, check swing. They say he went around, does Spencer Bezzy, so 2-2 to Dans.
And the last time that the Riptide actually scored in the first inning was when they played at Slough, and it was thanks to the Carter Dans home run.
So Carter Dans looking to do that again here. Maybe not a home run, but at least bring that run home. 2-2 pitch, and Dans goes down swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts for Sanford after the leadoff triple, and not uncommon for Sanford. In 38 innings at Oregon, he had 42 strikeouts, and this summer in 4 innings has 8. So pretty good strikeout numbers for him. But now the hottest hitter on the planet up now, Luke Johnson.
11 for his past 18 at-bats in the last 4 games. Before that was hitless in 3 games.
Raised his batting average to .295. First pitch he sees in the dirt, ball 1. He's also got 6 RBIs, so a guy that can do something in this spot. Also 9 stolen bases, so if he can get on, a big threat to run. He flares this one back towards us, over our head for strike number 1.
You talk about having a good game. Yesterday, he went 3 for 4 with 3 singles, a run, and a stolen base. But on one of those singles, tried to stretch it into a double and got caught.
Yeah, very, I'd say overly aggressive there by him, and he paid the price. 1-1 here with 2 outs in the first inning, and he swings at one above the zone. So that Sanford fastball pretty lively. He threw one to Lambden above the zone for a swing and a miss. Johnson there, and Carter Dans as well. So he's going to that high fastball, and the Riptide aren't catching up to it. So in danger of striking out the side after the leadoff triple. Johnson's got a battle. And he'll lay off that one 2-2.
Swidler wanted a different pitch there. It was actually Sanford that shaked 4 different times before finally he found the high fastball that he wanted.
And new catcher here for the Bombers, so going to be some growing pains with the pitching staff. But Swidler, an experienced backstop. 2-2 pitch, and Johnson goes down on strikes. So a leadoff triple from Johnny Rodriguez, and then Will Sanford says enough of that, strikes out the side. So 0-0 through 1 as we send it down to Cameron McCreary, who met with Coach Evans pregame. We'll see what their conversation looked like.
Hello, everybody. It's Cameron McCrory, and I'm here with head coach Brian Evans ahead of today's 7 p.m. matchup against the San Diego Bombers. So, Coach, you guys are 2-1 against the Bombers at this point in the season, and in both of those wins, you guys jumped out early by scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first. How important do you think it is tonight to set the tone early, and what are you hoping to see here in the first few innings from the guys?
I would love to get on a hot start tonight. I think recently we've kind of been a late inning team, but I would love to jump on these guys early tonight.
Yeah, so I know there's a few players that have been firing on all cylinders by themselves as of late. One in particular I want to talk about is Luke Johnson. Last week he was 8 for 19 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. What sort of piece are you hoping he'll play in the game tonight?
Hoping a big piece. I mean, he played for us last year. We know he can hit. Kind of got off to a little slow start, but he seems to be picking it up right now, and hopefully he can ride him out as long as possible.
Awesome. Sounds good, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Alan Chu leads off for the Bombers here in inning number 2. Chu this summer, 2 for 8 for strikeouts, although one at bat against the Riptide he doubled. So half of his hits against the boys in white. That one nicks the outside corner, strike 1. Chu goes to Alabama Birmingham. And this one is driven towards the right center field gap. Going back is Hunsaker, and he'll track it down for out number 2. So Hunsaker has had some action early here.
Yeah, and I was talking with him pregame. He was out there in right field, and he was saying, yeah, I'm just trying to get game-like reps in right field during BP. Just trying to pay attention as best as I can every single pitch, and if it comes our way, just track it and try to make a play on it.
Dylan Fishbow now hitting just 138 this summer in the dirt ball 1. Last game against the Riptide gap going back is Hunsaker.
One of the few guys to play all 3 games actually against the Riptide so far.
Check swing ball. So 2-0. This one driven towards center field. Cam Burdick barely has to flinch out there for out number 2. So we've got a 9 and an 8 for the outs in the scorebook. Perhaps we get a 7 here.
Jack Salmon's always ready to go.
James Theodore now. He's having a pretty good summer, hitting 294.
Still doesn't have any RBIs, which is somewhat surprising.
Yeah, yesterday we saw the craziness of the Foresters. They had a guy hitting 175, but he had 14 RBIs, which is just absurd. It's now 1-0.
That was Easton Rulli.
This one fouled straight back, so Theodore back-to-back Division III guys in this Bombers lineup. Fishbow from the Stevens Institute of Technology. James Theodore goes to Webster University. Both high school teammates, actually. This one flared towards Hunsaker, but he's going to hang up there and make the catch for out number 3. So 3 outs to the outfield, although not all the way around. A 1-2-3 inning for Josh Hickey. We head to the second. Second ups for the Riptide, it'll be Henry McDonald. Haven't seen much of him this summer. In league play, he's 0 for 6. Does have 2 RBIs, but did record a hit in a non-conference game a couple of weeks ago. His first at-bat of the summer, actually, was a double. Curveball in there, strike 1.
Yeah, since then he's gone quiet. So far, just in the grand scheme of things with non-conference games included as well. He's 1 for 8, and that was only that double.
Does have 2 RBIs, both on sac flies. Oh, and this one drills him in the head, and he immediately goes down. Swidler coming to check on him. That one came in a hurry on his head. Trainer coming out, Coach Evans out. As we'll send you to break really quick while they check on Henry McDonald. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Scary scenes here at the Great Park. Henry McDonald hit in the head, but he appears to be okay. He's going to get taken out of the game, but walked into the dugout pretty much under his own power. So it's going to be Jimmy Zakar coming in for him. So it's a hit by pitch to McDonald. Jimmy Zakar will be catching the rest of the game. We're glad that he's okay. McDonald. Now, Coach Evans talking to the umpire before we resume play. Now we're okay. So McDonald, scary scenes, was down for a while, but he seems to be okay.
Yeah, and that was by no means meant to be at all. That was not at all what Sanford was trying to throw there. No pitcher wants really to do that for the most part, and Swidler immediately goes to help him out as well.
Yeah, no intent behind it, just a fastball that ran away. So Jimmy Sakar in now. Play will resume. It will be Jack Salmon who's looking to get his bat going a bit, just hitting 143 with 12 strikeouts this summer. First pitch he sees right down the middle for strike 1.
Previously, Salmon was using one of the torpedo bats, and I thought that he tried to change because he was trying to get out of slope, but no, just broke his bat. Now a normal one.
A 1 pitch is flared towards third base, popped up, playable at third for Bonham. Catch made out number 1. I wonder if a torpedo bat breaks differently than a regular bat, or if it's pretty much the same.
That's a good question. I would think the only difference might be it breaks a little bit easier if you get it off the end of the bat, but I don't really know.
Such a new thing in baseball. We don't really know much about them. Now Camden Sauce. First pitch he sees is fouled way to the right. Sauce, an interesting player, hitting just .216, leads the team in strikeouts, but also 11 walks, 3 RBIs, 5 steals. So he's done a lot despite striking out and having a low batting average. Played some good defense as well. This one way outside, another good stop from Swidler.
Yeah, it really was. He didn't get his body around to that. Feet kind of stayed in his place, but ended up diving over and making that glove save. It's like a hockey goalie out there. Maybe soccer, too. I don't know what sport that was.
More hockey-ish than soccer.
I would
but
agree.
I feel like hockey goalies and catchers are somewhat similar.
You know, I used to be a hockey goalie.
Interesting. You learn something new every day.
There you go.
And Sauce, foul ball pretty much to the same spot, a little deeper for strike 2. USC didn't come knocking on the door for a hockey goalie.
That's a club team. I stick to announcing.
No Michigan or
No, too cold.
Boston, BC, BU.
Lonzo said Minnesota. That's even colder.
1-2 to Sauce. Called strike 3. Good strike 3 call from Michael Miltimore, I might add. I liked that one.
That one was good. And what was even better was the pitch. Placed it perfectly with that heater. He's been going with that pretty much every single strikeout so far. This is his first one backwards, but the 4th one on the day.
So Camden Sauce down for the 16th time via the strike. So now 2 outs. Sakar at first. Hunsaker, who's been quiet with the bat as well, just batting 176. Back to the no batting gloves. You talked about his little back and forth. This one misses outside.
Well, in his last game that he played against the Waves, that was his, quote, slump buster. He was going on and off with the batting gloves, and he got a double with them off, so now he's just kind of sticking with it.
See if he can get another hit here. Sakar not really a threat to run from first. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. That hit from Rodriguez to lead off the game was the first hit that the Riptide have gotten off of Sanford. He came into today. No hits against them in 3 innings. Also had 7 Ks in those 3 innings. Already 4 here. 1-1 to Hunsaker. This one lined up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So the slump buster potentially working for Hunsaker. Now first and second, 2 outs for Cam Burdick, who's another guy attempting to bust his slump.
Yeah, went 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday and made it to his last at-bat before striking out. He's a guy who has struck out in every single appearance so far, but yesterday I thought he was having his best at-bats that I've seen this entire season.
Yeah, he looked more confident up there. He's in that 9 hole. Does have 3 RBIs, so can drive the runs in. 12 strikeouts, batting just 167. 2-out jump. You expect Sakar to score on a base hit. Hunsaker runs fairly well at first. Swidler back picks the Hunsaker, and it gets away. Both runners are going to advance. Sakar taking a turn. He'll stay there. It was a strike to Burdick, and interesting that this comes up. I had a lengthy conversation with Zach Crandall during BP today. We just talked about catching and how he feels comfortable, and he said at UC Irvine, where he plays, they really don't preach back picking because they say it's very rare to get a guy out. It's just not really necessary, and we kind of see that. Swidler back picking, throws it away, runners advance. So just interesting that we had that conversation. We see it immediately.
I think the only person I've seen on the Riptide back pick someone successfully was Dan Trincali, right?
Yeah, he did. I think he did back pick someone. Ball in the dirt, another block from Ethan Swidler. So he's been a wall back there, just an errant throw on the back pick.
Certainly a good ball player back there. Made a bunch of saves to his right. This time he got the full body over and blocked it down with the shoulder. Michael Miltimore trying to give him a little bit of time to regather himself as his mask kind of popped off in the process.
One to Burdick. Way outside, another stop from Swidler. And Swidler, a wealth of experience behind the plate in high school. In 2 years in high school, he started every game at catcher. So he's got the legs back there. He also started every game for Lafayette the past 2 seasons. Not sure if all of those were at catcher, but he was in there for every game. 2-1 to Burdick. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. So we saw Sanford get out of the inning last time with 3 strikeouts, actually. Now could get out of a jam with another strikeout here.
I'd say probably go back to the heater. That's what he's been comfortable with lately.
Yeah, we haven't seen the hitters really catch up to those upstairs fastballs. 2-2 pitch. Threw the high fastball, just missed with that one. It'll be full.
I think that every time that he's thrown that breaking ball, it just hasn't necessarily had a whole lot of control today. It looks like maybe trying to aim it and ending up spiking it.
Full count to Burdick. In the dirt, ball 4. So the bases will be loaded for the top of the order in Johnny Rodriguez, who tripled in his last at-bat. Another triple would bring home 3 runs. So you'd like to do that if you're Rodriguez.
I was talking with Coach Evans before the game, and I was saying, oh, well, what was the thought process putting Rodriguez up in the leadoff position because Navarro is not playing tonight? And he said, well, you know, he led off during the season, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, you know who his coach was, right? And, of course, it was Coach Brian Evans at Golden West. So he's in the 1 slot in the leadoff spot today.
It's always good, these summer ball guys, when they play for their coaches. I know Grant Mayu is a coach of a lot of these guys as well. He's coached Jimmy Zakar, he said, every year for years and years. So good relationships here at the Riptide.
And that was how Tommy McGuire came back this year as well. He wasn't thinking necessarily summer ball, and Ramos came up to him and said, hey, you want to play summer ball? Well, you got a team.
Good connections here at the Riptide. Bases loaded for Rodriguez. 2 outs, though, in the second. Good speed all around. Way outside for ball 1. So Sanford didn't have to face much pressure in the first. Now a little bit more here. He's starting to get wild a bit.
Yeah, has a walk and a hit by pitch in this inning and a single as well.
Did have 3 walks against the Riptide last time. He averaged 1 an inning, so bit of an issue for him. Rodriguez, a big cut, foul ball straight back. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Ball 2. Two-one to Rodriguez, and it drills him inside. Not too happy with that is Rodriguez, but the first run of the day will be to the Riptide on the bases loaded hit by pitch. Zakar comes in to score. Hunsaker to third, Burdick to second.
And it doesn't matter if you're the Riptide, you're up. You don't care how they come across. It just happens. So now you just got to protect this lead and see if Lambden can get his first hit, maybe his first RBI as well, first time on base. A whole lot of firsts stepping into the batter's box now for him.
Second hit by pitch of the inning for Sanford. Second time Rodriguez has been on today. As you said, a big spot for new guy Lambden. Takes that one for strike 1. Lambden fouls this one away. Strike 2. He struck out last time. Going to have to battle here. As now Isaac Cota starts his throwing routine in the Bombers bullpen. Oh, 2. Another good stop from Swidler to prevent another run.
He's having to work back there behind the plate. Definitely not an easy afternoon for him.
Yeah, his first game with his new team, they're making him work hard back there.
It's only his second inning, and he saved quite a few runs.
Yeah, there's been a wall back there. He did make the error on the back pick that's kind of put them in this situation, but the runners weren't there because of him. 1-2 to Lambden. He grounds this one softly out to second base. Throw to first in time. Roca retires Lambden, but Riptide puts some pressure on and score a run. They lead 1-0 through 2. Going gone to Cityside Fiber. It's your turn to get connected with Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, Cityside Fiber knocks it out of the park. Step up to the plate and get connected today at citysidefiber.com. Huon, Fitzpatrick, Andrew Giesler with you here at the Great Park. Riptide leading 1-0. Josh Hickey still out there on the mound. He'll be facing Jeremy Jordan. 0-1 to him. This one smashed to right field. Hunsaker going back, still going back, still going back. One hops the fence. Jordan into second. Hunsaker gets it in quickly, so he'll stop there. So a leadoff single for Jeremy Jones. Or double, excuse me, for Jeremy Jones. That one, hardest hit ball we've seen off of Hickey today.
Yeah, and wind's kind of died down here at the Great Park, so ball doesn't fly, and it tends not to. We were out in the outfield catching some fly balls randomly in BP, and the ball just kind of sits up there and drops. And there's not really a whole lot of home runs that we typically see out here, even though the fence. Left field's 325, right field 325 as well. Not that big of a park.
Yeah, the ball just doesn't carry all that much here. Now a guy up desperately in need of a hit, Jack Moulin. He's 1 for 18 this summer with an RBI. Guess who he got that one hit against, Andrew?
I think us.
Yeah. So he's 0 for 17 against everybody else. One hit against the Riptide. He lays down a beautiful bunt, but it's going to go foul. So looking to get another hit through the short game there.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2 so far in this series. The second one was a strikeout in the past game that they played.
They're letting Moulin focus just on hitting. He is DH today, so doesn't have to play a position. Mullen out of Division II Regis University in Colorado. Had 12 home runs for Regis, so has some power. Dan's in, ready for the bunt. Mullen shows it again, bunts this one right in front of home plate. Hickey goes after it, but they're not going to have a play. So a base hit for James Mullen, his second of the summer, second against the Riptide. And I'm going to be honest, I thought that was Jimmy Zakar's ball.
I think that Hickey did as well, and Zakar kind of just pointed at it, said, hey, let's go to first. And I think Brian Evans is going to want to talk that one through. He takes a slow walk out there, as he typically does.
Yeah, you really only want the pitcher to field a bunt if it's right back at them or on the side of the mound. The trainer's coming out, so Hickey potentially in some pain. That's why we're having the mound visit.
That's never good when a pitcher needs a trainer and nothing looks like it happened.
Yeah, he got off the mound, made the play, didn't throw it, but they're talking about it. There's no one in the Riptide bullpen. Jace Benke's stretching. Although the rule is in college baseball, if you replace someone that's injured, you get as much time as you need to warm up on the mound. It looks like they're calling someone.
They just said Hawes.
So it looks like Haas Fregoso coming into the game. So Josh Hickey injured. We're not sure what it is. We're going to have to figure that out. So as I said, Haas Fregoso will get as much time as he needs to warm up. We hope that Josh Hickey is okay. He was pitching fairly well, too, up to this point. Now goes out with an injury. That sucks for the player. Doesn't feel good. Haas Fregoso coming to the mound. So it'll be Haas Fregoso on the mound, replacing the injured Josh Hickey when we come back. This pitching change brought to you by Experian. Experian is your BFF, your big financial friend, big enough to have the resources and knowledge to have an impact, personal enough to help you with what's best for only you. No matter where you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is a trustworthy companion by your side. Wherever you are in your financial journey, your big financial friend is ready to help you navigate the smartest way to reach all your personal financial goals with solutions you can trust. This is Experian, your big financial friend for life. For more information, visit Experian.com. We're going to have a new pitcher a bit earlier than we expected. Josh Hickey pitching well, but came up injured on the last play and had to get taken out of the game. We hope that he is okay. It'll be Haas Fregoso against the top of this Bombers order. First and third, nobody out. Strike one to Thomas Williams, who singled last time. Fregoso 4 1/3 this summer. 6 strikeouts to just a walk, a 2.08 ERA. So he's been pretty good for the Riptide. That one misses well off the plate. Also, Jimmy Zakar stays in the game at catcher for Henry McDonald, who also left the game after getting hit in the head. The rest of the team stays the same. 2-1 upstairs to Thomas Williams. The count will stay 2-1.
Yeah, Fregoso has been solid other than, I guess, the last outing. He struggled a little bit. 3 hits against, did let up a run, which was earned. And of those 3 hits, 1 was an extra base hit.
2-1, big swing and a miss from Williams for strike 2. But you talked about that last outing. Didn't go his way, but he loaded the bases on his own accord. Only gave up 1 run. Did a good job of getting out of that jam. Has to get out of a jam again here. 2-2 to Williams. Dirt ball to make it full.
Don't want to walk here. Obviously, I'd be bases loaded with no outs. Try to just get at least 1. If you can turn 2, that's great. But the strikeout here would be really nice to not let it run across.
Williams, only 3 strikeouts, now 4. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. He doesn't agree, but a huge first out for Haas Fregoso.
It is really huge. First strikeout of the day for the Riptide pitchers, and we're in the 3rd inning with 1 out now. That means a double play ball gets you out of this with no runs, which obviously you would love because then you're staying in the lead 1-0.
Ethan Swidler, 33 RBIs for Lafayette, so does have that in his bat. He flew out last time. Strike 1 from Fregoso. I'm sure they'd take another fly out. That would bring a run home.
I'm pretty impressed with how Fregoso is doing coming off the mound. Obviously got as much time as he needed to warm up, but still, that's not an easy thing to do.
Good block by Zakar to keep that in front. And you talked about it. Fregoso obviously expected to pitch today. He was on the available list, but in that situation, you never expect to pitch. Come in for a guy who's injured, and you do get as much time as you want, but it is a tough situation, especially with 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
It was literally just Coach Evans looking at the bullpen and saying, Haas, and him standing up, running, grabbing his glove, and coming out.
Curveball, strike 2. 1-2 count to Swidler. Lucas Bonham on deck. He singled last time. One, two, upstairs. Bombers actually out hitting the Riptide. They have 4. Riptide have 2, but Riptide with the 1-0 lead. Two-two pitch. In the dirt, another good block from Jimmy Zakar. Both of these catchers, the one at the plate and the one behind the plate, have been walls back there. And Zakar wasn't the starter today, had to come in for the injury, and he's been good so far. It's a full count. We could see Moulin take off from first. He'll stay put. This one popped straight up in the infield. Jake Lambden a couple steps. They can't find it now. Lambden behind second base makes the catch for out number 2. Bit of a whirlwind there.
Yeah, definitely tough play, even though ended up getting it in the end. Obviously, wouldn't have loved to drop that one, as Johnson wasn't close to the second base bag. Would have possibly been able to turn 2, but at the same time, that's too tough of a play.
So now 2 outs for Bonham. Singled last time. Yeah, you always hope for the runner, as that one's in there, strike 1, to be kind of sleeping on those pop-ups,
yeah.
maybe trail off the base a bit and throw them out. But Moulin was pretty secure on that one, not going anywhere. Strike 2 now. Fregoso quickly ahead. We have seen, not this summer, but just in general baseball, guys intentionally dropping a line drive or a fly ball to initiate that rule and potentially try and get a double play. 0-2, high chopper to third. In comes Sauce, and he misses it, and everybody's going to be safe. It was going to be a tough play for Camden Sauce, but an error brings the runner home. So now we are tied. Haas Fregoso saying, my bad on that, although not sure what he could have done there.
Maybe didn't love where he exactly placed that pitch, especially 0-2 count. Maybe was trying to miss off the zone, because obviously you're throwing pitches for strikes compared to throwing pitches for ball, and maybe that he was trying to throw one for a ball.
So Moulin goes to second. An error on Camden Sauce brings the run home. We are now tied. This one misses off the outside. Michael Roca still without a hit this summer. He's now 0 for 9, grounded into a double play to get Hickey out of a jam in the first. Fouls this one straight back. It's been kind of a trend for Roca. His last year at Southeast Missouri State just hit 174, so it's been tough sledding with the bat for him.
That's why you go to summer ball, just try to figure it out.
Good curveball from Fregoso for strike 2. He's gone to that quite a bit since coming into the game. It's been effective as a get me over.
Sometimes just likes to let a fastball eat when he's ahead in the count, though.
1-2 pitch. Runners go. Ground ball to new guy Lambden, up with it to first in time. Retired is the Bombers, but not before they bounce back. They get a run of their own on the air from Camden Sauce. 1-1. We head to the bottom of the third. Carter Dans leads off for the Riptide. A strikeout victim his first time up. 1 of 4 for Will Sanford, who's still out there. In the dirt, another good block from Swidler, although that one doesn't matter with no one on.
That's the farthest away we've seen a ball get from Swidler, and it really wasn't even that far away from him. Runs not scoring if he's on third, but bases are empty.
He's been a wall back there.
Him and Zakar.
One 1-0 to Dan's, now 2-0.
It is a good thing. I do see Hickey walking around in the bullpen right now.
That's good. We definitely are thinking about him with his injury. We hope he's okay. 2-0, 3-0 way outside. Also, Henry McDonald, scary incident for him getting hit in the head. He also appears to be okay. Yeah. I believe he's still in the dugout right now.
I see him in the dugout.
Actually.
He's talking with Coach Ramos.
So, seems to be fine. So Carter Dan's way ahead in the count. We'll see if he has a green light. He does not, and it will matter because it's strike 1. Now he can go. Advantage pitch to Carter Dans is outside, ball 4. So second leadoff batter of the game, back-to-back for the Riptide. They scored last time it happened. We'll see if they can score again here.
That's the second walk of the day as well from Sanford. Brings up guy who has a hot bat in Luke Johnson. Last time he struck out, but that was the first time in 3 games that he had struck out the entire year.
Luke Johnson hasn't struck out a lot, as you said, but looking to do some damage here. This one way upstairs, ball 1, and Sanford a little bit wild to start this inning. We saw it a bit in the second he got wild, as I believe Coda getting hot again in the Bombers bullpen.
Yeah, and Swidler's going to want to go out and try to calm him down after another pitch that misses high and inside on a batter. And normally it's those right-handed batters, because when Rodriguez was in there, the first pitch to him was in the righty box. He's a lefty, so he didn't have to worry about it. But everything's missing in the righty box right now.
And we already saw, not intentional of course, but we already saw Henry McDonald get hit in the head. So, and we also saw Johnny Rodriguez get hit as well. This one over the strike zone. Swidler, an emphatic point to Sanford. Really liked that one. It's now 1-1.
Sometimes that's what you need from a catcher. Just pure enthusiasm. Said, yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
So 1-1 to Johnson. Dans does run well from first. Johnson handcuffed, fouls that one back 1-2. It must be interesting for Swidler. He's been in the Cape Cod this summer, now here with the Bombers. He's new, hasn't played, so must not have much of a relationship with many of his teammates, but instilling some early confidence in Sanford. Johnson 1-2. Upstairs, this one finally gets away from Swidler. Dans to second, rounds the base, will stay there. We finally see a ball get past Swidler, although not really his fault. That one was upstairs, not really catchable.
Well high and well outside, no matter how far that Swidler was able to jump for that ball. Wasn't able to get a full glove on it.
So now an even count to Luke Johnson, 2-2. Dan should score on a hit with his speed. And this one popped up. Luke Johnson not happy. It's playable at second for Roca. One step into the grass for out number 1. So now the first official at-bat for Jimmy Zakar. He has scored a run without getting an at-bat today, which is pretty interesting. He came in for Henry McDonald, who got hit, and he scored a run. He's now getting his first official at-bat today. He's been hot as of late. He's gotten that batting average up to 333. 2 hits last time he played. Does have 2 RBIs, could bring Dans home. This one upstairs pretty high as well for ball 1. Zakar looks in. 1-0 pitch. Wave and miss. He was late on that one. And you were talking to him, Andrew, at one of their away games, how he said that was the best that he'd felt seeing the ball at the plate. And it's really translated these last couple games.
Yeah, it has. He has been playing really well as of late. I have him in his last game.
Waves and misses at that one for strike 2.
Against the Oaks, he was 2 for 3 with the 2 singles, an RBI, and then was hit by a pitch as well. So in his last 2, the Barons and the Oaks, he's been seeing the ball really well lately.
He's got a battle here with 2 strikes. This one right over the outside corner, called strike 3. 5th of the day for Sanford. Now 2 outs for Jack Salmon.
Got the second one backwards as well. Camden Sauce was the other one that struck out backwards. That was back in the second. And so now the 2 strikeouts, or the past 2 strikeouts that Sanford has had, are both facing the wrong direction.
Salmon popped up in foul ground to 3rd last time, looking to bring in Dans. We've seen leadoff runners not score today for the Riptide as Salmon looks at strike 1. Rodriguez led off with a triple, then 3 straight strikeouts. Zakar led off, or McDonald technically led off in the second. That run scored, but now a leadoff walk from Dans, back-to-back outs. Salmon, big cut and a miss, strike 2. He's about the happiest guy that you'll meet, despite his summer at the plate. Always a smile on his face, a positive attitude. But battling here, 0-2, looking to avoid his 13th strikeout of the summer. This one upstairs.
He really is. Every single time he sees you, he'll give you a high five, always smiling no matter what. You can put him in any scenario and he's always going to be happy.
Fouls that one back, stays alive.
Last time out against the Oaks, he went 1 for 4 with a single and a walk. So trying to just get going this season as we're hitting the midpoint.
So he stays alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dans at second. And Salmon flares this one towards left field, but well foul.
To me, it's already kind of giving shades of what yesterday's game was. Both teams have brought across the run, and then the other one responded. But what I'm really talking about is the runners left on base. The Bombers left 4. The Riptide have left 4 as well, and a possibility for number 5 on second base right now.
Salmon battling. We'll do 1 and 2 for a 3rd time. This one in the dirt. Another block from Swidler. They gave out single game gold gloves. It'd be going to Swidler right now.
I think so. He's been a monster behind the plate.
Two to Salmon, waves and misses. Strike 3. So another leadoff runner stranded for the Riptide. We head to the 4th, 1-1. Yeah, turn it off, bro.
Huon doesn't care.
It's over.
Huon doesn't care. He got a soccer game. So what? We're able to cash out now?
2-1, bro. Catch up. Yo, Murray clutch. Let's go. It's actually, the season's over. It's basically October, bro.
It's October.
When do the Niners play?
You went to the Niners play. It's actually not that long until football season. It's kind of crazy.
What, didn't he tweet out 10 days, 10 days?
Is that what it is?
Red zone.
Scott Hansen?
Sunday.
It's something like that, dude.
Haas Fregoso still on the mound for the Riptide. He'll face 5'6", Alan Chu, Dylan Fishbow, James Theodore, all of which flew to the outfield in their last time up. Chu and Theodore to Hunsaker, Fishbow to Burdick. Big whiff and a miss for strike one. This one in there, strike two. So Fregoso quickly ahead, 0-2. This one fouled, so Chu stays alive. So Fregoso ahead 0-2 to Chu. This one fouled pretty much to the same spot. Coda still warming up in the Bombers bullpen, so we wonder if Sanford's night is done. Called strike three. Alan Chu is not happy, and I think I agree with him. That one seemed quite a few inches off the plate, but it goes in the benefit of Fregoso.
Yeah, a ball right on, I guess, the chalk to outer black on the outside part of the plate. But either way, it's strike three call.
Now Dylan Fishbow, excuse me. This one just below the zone. Fishbow flew to Cam Burdick his last time up. This one popped up, could be playable for Dance. He's in foul territory. He finds it, catches it. 2 quick outs for Fregoso. Theodore, another fly out of his own. Flew to Hunsaker last time.
Fregoso looking pretty good with runners not on base. Came in last inning with runners on base.
Fregoso going to that curveball, but didn't finish that one. Misses high for ball one. One-0 pitch, way inside. Fishbow jumping out of the way. So 2 quick outs for Fregoso now, battling to Theodore. Excuse me. 2-0 swing and a miss. He was out front on the off speed.
And this feels like the first batter that Fregoso has really been behind today. He's been ahead of quite a bit of everybody.
1 pitch from getting out of this inning. That one in the dirt. Yeah, he came in a tough spot, struck out Williams, got Swidler out, then an error, but it was ahead in that battle. Got Roca out, and then ahead to the first two guys here. Now battling. Big swing and a miss. Theodore swung at ball 4.
It's been a theme. Everyone's swinging at the high heaters. It just looks so good up at eye level, and then you realize, well, that one wasn't really that close.
Yeah, it looks promising, and then that ride just kind of makes it look better than it is, and then it just goes up out of the zone. Right down the middle, strike 3 called. A 1-2-3 inning for Haas Fregoso. 2 strikeouts looking. We're still tied heading to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back. New pitcher on the mound for the Bombers. It'll be Isaac Cota. Just a reminder, our broadcast is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. Cota out of Grossmont Community College down in San Diego. He'll face Camden Sauce, who waves and misses at strike 1. Cota this summer, 4 innings, no runs allowed.
Only giving up 1 hit as well. Pretty impressive.
He's been good for the Bombers. 6'5", a big presence on the mound. Slow curveball in the dirt, ball 1. At Grossmont, through 53 innings for Grossmont, a 5.77 ERA. Sauce pops this one up. Playable for Bonham in the third base coach's box. Makes the catch. Out number 1.
The final line for William Sanford, the starter for the Bombers. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, and then 2 walks and 6 strikeouts for the man. Certainly when his stuff was on, it was really, really on, but you know, there's times that it looked like things were getting away from him a little bit, which is why I think Cota came in.
And the run that he gave up, the runners he put on himself, but it was a bad throw from Ethan Swidler that let them advance, and then they came home. So not entirely his fault. Riley Hunsaker now looks at strike 1. But the Riptide have not gotten a hit since Riley Hunsaker's last at-bat when he singled up the middle and then advanced on that Swidler error. Nothing in 2 now. Hunsaker moved out of the way of that one, and it was kind of right over the plate. So maybe not seeing it out of the hand.
Yeah, that are a whole lot of arm side run.
Oh, 2. Hunsaker stays alive on the foul ball. Still nothing into to Hunsaker. This one upstairs, ball 1.
Hunsaker, since putting the batting gloves back off, is 2 for 3
So it's working.
so far.
He's got half of the Riptide hits today. The last one that they had was off of his bat. He powers this one into center field. Falling fast, going back is Roca, and he's there into the outfield to make the catch for out number 2. A tough play, though, for Roca.
Very hard play. He was running back and had to make a really... He's kind of in a gap for Fishbow and Jones, and Roca, I think, was the only one who could have made a play on it, the second baseman.
Yeah, I think if Roca's not there, that's another hit for Hunsaker, so a good play by him. Now, Burdick walked his last time up. He's looking to spark a 2-out rally. You'd love to get him on base. He has 7 stolen bases on the season.
He's incredibly fast. Incredibly.
First pitch he sees, curveball, misses upstairs. We saw him sort of steal home. He attempted to steal home, and then they called a balk on the play. So he scored anyway. The steal was waved off, but still exciting on the base paths is Burdick.
I think he would have, if it wasn't a balk, he still would have gotten there.
That one in there for strike 1.
And that was after he stole second and third as well, which is why he bat lead off for a little bit when Navarro was out for taking a rest for a game. And Burdick was leading off just because if he got on base, he was automatically in scoring position, it felt like.
Waves and misses ahead of that curveball. He's going to have to battle with 2 strikes here.
Coda looking for his first strikeout of the day. They already have 6 of the team.
1-2 to Burdick. Outside ball 2. Swidler just making it look easy back there. There's no pressure with no one on, but still fun to watch him block those.
It's all across his body as well. Left-handed, or he has the glove in the left hand, so moving over to the lefty box and snagging him.
2-2 to Burdick. Wave and a miss. Strike 3, a 1-2-3 inning for the new pitcher, Isaac Coda. We are still knotted up 1 run apiece as we head to the 5th. Fragoso still on the mound for the Riptide. He'll face 8-9-1. Although this 8-9 has been trouble today for the Riptide. Jeremy Jones, a double. He came around to score. He looks at strike one. James Moulin behind him singled. So bottom of the order, kind of the offense for the Bombers so far. That one quickly 0-2 from Fregoso.
Fregoso's looked strong in at least the past 3 at-bats. Gave up those 2 hits, or excuse me, has yet to give up a hit so far. Only batter that's reached on him was due to an error.
0-2 to Jones. He flares this one, but it's going to go foul towards Pear Tree Meats over there at third base. Always like to shout them out.
Always good barbecue.
Andrew and I had their burgers yesterday. It was
so good.
One of the better burgers I've ever had.
Very good with the mac as well on the side.
0-2 in the dirt. Yeah, very, very good burger. Mac and cheese, good as well. Can't really go wrong with Pear Tree Meats.
I have yet to have something from Pear Tree Meats where I'm like, I don't want that again. I just kind of give my credit card and say, hey, whatever comes up, comes up. Sorry, Dad.
1-2 pitch on the way. This one grounded back up the middle. Lambden, a tough play, falling over, throws to first in time. What a play. Jake Lambden stamping his name into the Riptide. His first day with the team. Spins around, flips over, catches himself. One hop throw to first in time. Wow.
That was really, really impressive, and he almost had one to start the game as well that was like that didn't end up working out. That one debatably even tougher than the first one and just rifle the ball. A great pick from Danz at first to get the out.
Yeah, kind of semi-cartwheel there. He kind of fell down, saved himself with his hands, and then threw a good throw as this one is upstairs for ball one. And in the scorebook, you have to write the 6-3, but you can't really quantify the play that you just saw.
Yeah, and if you're Jeremy Jones, you just got robbed of a hit.
Yeah, that was bounding up the middle, and Jake Lambden swiped it out of thin air. This one low for ball two. Moulin, a hit last time, his second of the summer, his second against the Riptide. So he is 2 for 3, I believe, against the Riptide, and 0 for against everybody else. Takes an ugly swing, 2-0. Fregoso, a good pitch there. Zakar pointing at him. He liked that one. Quiet in both bullpens, so it'll be Fregoso and Coda for the foreseeable future. 2-1, another curveball. Strike two. Fregoso loves that pitch today.
And it's been the relievers for the Riptide for the most part that have carried this team through the majority of the game. Starting pitching hasn't necessarily been ideal lately, but it's these middle innings that the Riptide have done really well with.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. The third strikeout for Haas Fregoso. That'll bring up Thomas Williams, the top of the order, with 2 outs. Williams, another strikeout victim. Actually, I believe that's the 4th strikeout for Fregoso. Williams was his first strikeout victim, so he has 4. Hickey had none. This one in the dirt to Williams.
And Fregoso's one of those guys where you talk to him and you're like, oh, he goes, oh, it's time to go. I'm hot today. I'm ready. And he's super excited, always itching to get out there. So I know when he got the call, he was ready to go.
Williams fouls that one off his foot. Strike one. Williams, a hit to lead off the game. Didn't score, and then a strikeout looking in the third. The first of Fregoso's night. Two more pitchers available in the Riptide bullpen, but with Hickey leaving earlier than they thought, they'd like to get some length out of Fregoso.
Is Jonathan Rodriguez on that list?
I don't see him, but if the game gets out of hand, you never know. Wave and a miss for strike two to Williams.
We say that, but Jonathan Rodriguez, a legit pitcher in high school as well, and always throwing around in the Riptide bullpen when he's not playing. So maybe one day we'll see him out there.
Yeah, Rodriguez, this one's outside for ball two, was all league as a hitter and a pitcher in high school. So he has the potential in that left arm. 2-2, wave and a miss, strike three. Haas Fragoso feeling it tonight. 5 strikeouts on his line. Second straight 1-2-3 inning for the Bombers. Andrew Giesler is going to take you the rest of the way. We are 1-1 through 4.5.
Hello, everybody. It's Cameron McCrory, and I'm here with the Dozier family, and I'm here to ask Max and Teddy. First of all, guys, who is your favorite OC Riptide player?
Cam Burdick. Jack Salmon.
Cam Burdick and Jack Salmon. How lovely. And what is your guys' favorite thing about being at Great Park?
That I did for play ball clinic, the Angels play ball clinic with Coach Ballgame, and I got to meet Zach Neto and Omaha.
Wow, so sweet, guys. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
And welcome you back, home half of the 5th. Now, Andrew Giesler, Huon Fitzpatrick here. He was for the first half. I got you for the second half. It will be the top of the order for the Riptide, who are tied right now 1-1 against the Bombers. It'll be Jonathan Rodriguez, Jake Lambden, who just made an incredible play at short in the top of the 5th. And then Carter Dan's the first 3 up against the righty pitcher in Isaac Cota. First pitch out of the stretch for him. Hammered out toward right center field. Bat flip from Rodriguez. It looks up. It lands just short of the fence. Sliding is going to be Fishbow. He'll throw it to his cutoff man at second in Roca. And Jonathan Rodriguez has just walked into third base. His second triple of the day. How about that?
Yeah, Johnny Rodriguez crushed that ball into the gap. Missed a home run by a couple of feet, and Rodriguez on base for the 3rd time. And how many times do you see a guy get 2 triples in a game, especially someone like Rodriguez?
Yeah, and I guess all he needed was to be put in the leadoff spot. He was pretty cold heading into this game. And, well, since then has just been really good. Gotten on 3 times today. 2 triples and a hit by pitch. First pitch to Jake Lambden, the righty hitter, is in there for strike 1. Coming into this game, to be more exact, Rodriguez was 0 for his past 14. Today, 2 for 2 with 2 triples. Infield all the way to the grass. The 0-1 is hit hard by Lambden out toward left field. Should be enough. Caught by Theodore. He'll rifle one in, but it will be cut off by the pitcher Cota. So coming across to score will be Rodriguez, and the Riptide are now leading 2-1.
Jake Lambden makes an incredible defensive play in the top half, now in the bottom half, helping out his new teammates. All you need to do there is hit a fly ball. They couldn't bring home the run when Rodriguez tripled the first time. Now they do it immediately after on the sac fly. So good at bat from Lambden.
First time the Riptide have scored since the 2nd inning, now making it 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Carter Dan stepping in, the 3-hitter so far today is 0 for 1 and walked back in the 3rd. Was stranded out at 2nd though. Coda trying to shake things off. First pitch to Dance is outside. So Dan's yesterday was 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Has a 3-game hit streak and a 3-game on-base streak. Yet to get a hit today, but reached via a walk. 1-0 to him. He is low and inside. It'll be a 2-0 count now for Coda, who's still trying to get himself going in this bottom of the 5th. Went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. Was able to get 2 flyouts and then struck out Burdick to end that inning. But now it's Carter Danz's turn in the lefty box against the righty Coda. 1 out, nobody on, 2-0. Big changeup on the outside part of the plate. No swing from Danz, who thought about it but decided otherwise. Either way, it's a 2-1 count. Batting .285 this year with a .346 on-base percentage is Danz. That's why he's up to the 3rd spot today. 2-1. Big swing and a miss on that changeup again, this time on the inside part of the plate. So Coda's come back and now evened it up at 2-2. Danz will take a deep breath and get back in. Purple shin guard representing his school, Northwestern. Wiggles the bat, and the 2-2. Low and inside, good pick from Swidler back there. And it's a full count with 1 out and nobody on. 2-1, the Riptide are leading here in the home half of the 5th after the sac fly from Jake Lambden. Coda will set, closed pitching stance. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's at the shins of Danz. He'll jump out of the way and reach the 2nd time for him today, and both via the walk. So a man on first now with 1 out, and Luke Johnson coming up to the plate.
Yeah, if you're Coda, not what you want to do. You get the leadoff triple, then the sacrifice fly. The run comes in, but it gives you an out. You don't want to reignite a Riptide rally by putting a runner on. So a big walk from Carter Danz there.
Coda's 3rd walk today. Now he'll have to look toward the righty and Luke Johnson, who's very hot. First pitch to him in the other batter's box. Swidler diving to catch that ball. Almost like a belly flop. Is able to stare back at Danz, make sure he's staying put. .1-0, runners on the go, jammed inside, fouled all the way back. So Danz is going to have to make the jog back to first base. As a not successful hit and run just now. We're getting things prepared here in the broadcast booth. We're going to have Dane Grant coming up in the 6th inning. Here we have snow cones and something from Chick-fil-A up here as well. 1-1 count as Coda sets at the belt, looks on to our Johnson. Dan's at first, here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss from Johnson for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 strike count. Johnson today has not reached. He struck out in the 1st, popped up to 2nd in the 3rd, but still has been very hot. 11 for his past 20 at-bats. Coda will set and fire back toward Danz, who dives, ball tips off the glove of Chu and roll toward right field, just foul. He'll have to run over and pick that up, but Danz is staying put at first base.
Yeah, I thought Danz could have probably gone to 2nd on that one, although he kind of dove back in and wasn't really giving much attention. So perhaps a break for the Bombers.
So it'll be a 1-2 strike count with 1 out and Danz on first. Riptide are leading 2-1 over the Bombers. Coda sets third base side of the rubber. Lifts, fires. Danz on the run. It misses outside for ball number 2. Danz slides into 2nd. He's out of there. A good tag from Roca to nail out Carter Danz at 2nd base. Caught stealing. And that is the first time he's been caught stealing this year.
Yeah, that was good all around from the Bombers. A really good throw from Swidler, who we've praised all night. A good tag from Roca. Danz tried to kind of swim move around that one, but Roca was able to adjust.
So it's a 2-2 count as it was called a ball. Here it comes from Coda. Big curveball, strike 3. Luke Johnson knew it. So just like that, the Riptide bring across 1, but Coda's able to get out of it and save another one. 1 run does come across. It's 2-1 Riptide lead. We'll head to the top of the 6th. It will be Hans Fregoso back out on the mound, looking toward the catcher in Easton Swidler. First pitch misses. It's a breaking ball on the inside, or hits. Breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 count, no outs. Riptide leading 2-1 after Rodriguez came across on his leadoff triple, the second one he's had today. 0-1 from Fregoso. Misses outside, so now it's a 1-1 count as we wait for Dane Grant to get up here. We'll have a little food review. We got some snow cones here. Certainly cold enough in the booth, though, to keep those frozen. Won't have to worry about them melting. 1-1 misses, 2-1 count.
Yeah, this booth is definitely a little chilly up here, so the snow cones might not help. But now Dane Grant up here with us. We'll bring him on in a sec.
2-1 skied high over towards second base. Johnson's calling everyone off. Now having to backpedal and makes the out number 1. So we welcome in Dane Grant. Bring that thing right up there. You got it. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing very good. Riptide leading 2-1 with 1 out. Coming up to the plate is going to be Lucas Bonham. So we got a handful of stuff here to try out. Don't have to rush necessarily to it. We got the snow cone, which is the main event per se.
Yeah.
And as Fregoso, gets settled on the rubber. And you pitched yesterday. How's the arm feeling first off?
Weirdly, very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing catch out there today. I'm like, I mean, if they need me for an inning today, I got them.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, 0-0 hits, curveball in 0-1 count. Shifting over more towards second is Lambden, who made a crazy play earlier, might I add. 0-1 slammed over to Luke Johnson. He jumps up there, just tips off his glove, and will go into right field. Hunsaker will grab it, but it'll be a single for Swidler and a base runner on in the 6th inning for the Bombers. And let's talk about that quickly. Lambden coming in, first game that he's played with the team. He almost had a crazy play at short to start the game.
Yeah,
and
first play, yeah.
And then he had that crazy full 180 rifled one to Carter Dans, who's playing at first base today. Kind of all sorts of mixed up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I was hearing earlier before the game, like he's a very talented player, and he's already putting that on display. So he'll be a good part of our team for the rest of the season.
Roca in there now, 1 out man on first. Fregoso sends one high inside. That misses. So what do you think? You want to try out this snow cone to start? I don't know exactly what we got, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little dry on the flavor there.
Well, we'll see. We got to see.
We got to see
It's been here for a little bit, but it should be good.
Maybe. I see it breaking.
I've got
here.
1, 2 over here.
Oh, okay. 1-0 hits inside, 1-1.
I'm going to do something interesting.
Oh, dumps it all the way out. Okay, this is not – we had Tommy McGuire do a snow cone previously. We did not see this exact maneuver. 1-1 for Fregoso, lifts, fires, sends one top of the zone, 1-2 count now.
All right, let me get a bite here.
Let's see it. Ooh, seems crunchy. Obviously ice. What do we think? Pretty decent?
I like it.
Yeah?
Refreshing.
That's
Refreshing
the
flavor.
goal.
Yeah. I like the darker colors more than the lighter. I think they taste better. So.
Okay. Do you know what flavors we're tasting there, though?
I mean, I'm guessing this is either pineapple or lemon.
Okay.
And this one's more like some tiger's blood, right?
Oh, okay.
Tiger's
so we got
blood.
maybe orange tiger's blood. Is that
Oh,
is
yeah.
that what you like, or
Yeah.
what would be the ideal snow cone? If we were to have Dane Grant snow cone, what would it be?
I like blue raspberry a lot.
Blue raspberry. That's
Blue raspberry, some grape. I like the tiger's blood, the cherry, whatever. Yeah.
2-2 fouled back. We'll see the count one more time with 1 out and a man on first. Well, what's you didn't hear your snow cone?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got blue raspberry, one of your favorites, and potentially
There you go.
cherry. I think it's pretty solid. I mean, it's a snow cone. I would like a little bit more of the flavor. You said it was a little light too, so maybe a little bit more of the flavor. But
Yeah, they can't.
for a snow
can't
cone,
go
I
wrong.
think it's pretty good.
Can't go wrong with snow cone.
2-2 elevated out toward the first base dugout, caught by Cardan. So 2 outs now, still a man on first in Lucas Bonham. So that's something Tommy McGuire said. You can't go wrong with the snow cone.
No, can't. Especially if it's hot out and not nighttime. I mean, even better. Like after a baseball game, Little League, you go back to Little League, it's like straight to the snow cones. I always got one, so a little bit of a childhood thing for me.
First pitch rolled over. Alan Chu sends one toward his own dugout, the lefty. 2 outs, man on first. So we know you are an anteater, right? So
Yes.
did you like the warm weather? Do you want to stay warm weather? Is that why we like snow cones so much? Or were you ever thinking cold weather or not really?
I mean, no. When I got the offer to play close in Irvine something our head coach says all the time is like, it's 75 and sunny every day here, and you can't go wrong with that. It's the best, and it makes it so fun. Like, going out there to play every day, you're getting the same weather, you're getting the same feel, and it's nice that way.
Prioso nods. 1-1. Change up, misses high. It'll be a 2-1 count. So you're a beach guy, I assume?
Oh, love the beach.
Are you a surfer, or what? Was it more just tans, lay out there, or what's the plan?
I mean, I can surf, but
yeah?
I'm not gonna go on and say I'm a surfer.
Okay. Oz gets ready. 2-1 toward Chu, who skies one exceptionally high out there towards Sauce at third. Now having to pull back into fair play. Makes out number 3 and a tough one at that. But we'll be back. Riptide leading 2-1. We'll head to the home half of the 6th. And we welcome you back, home half of the 6th. Riptide leading 2-1 over the Bombers. Huon, Fitzpatrick, Andrew Giesler, and Dane Grant here with us. It will be Jimmy Zakar leading things off for the Tide. We were talking about the pear tree meats, and you say that you have something that you like and you've gotten a few times now.
Yeah, the pulled pork nachos,
oh, yeah.
they're amazing, and I have scarfed them down many times. So yeah, they get slid over to us. We pay for them, but they get slid into the locker room, and I demolish them. They're amazing. I like them a lot.
New pitcher in Charlie Adamson spikes 1-1-1, and a guy who has said that it's tough to sit in the dugout is while the smoke's going over the top because you're able to smell it. Is the guy at the plate, Jimmy Zakar. He says that all of you guys can smell it while you're over there. I know you tend to be in the bullpen more.
Yeah, I think Jimmy is eating the barbecue a lot.
So it'll be a 1-2 count towards the car now. No outs, nobody on. 2-1 in the home half, and misses low and outside. A little bit of a quick wind up there from Adamson. And you certainly like to pitch a little quicker, I feel like, out of everyone else. Is that something that comes naturally to you, or?
I don't know. I kind of when I get out there and I've got a rhythm going, I kind of just like want to go as fast as I can, and nothing's going through my mind really. It's just how can I get this guy out the fastest? And like I'm not hunting for the strikeout. I'm fine if they put the ball in play, but, you know, like those fast innings, I just think it's really good for our players. It drains their, you know, or it drains them because their pitcher has to get right back out there, and then our hitters are all excited because they get a hit a lot more often. So, yeah.
So Jones catches the fly ball from Zakar. Now it'll be Jack Salmon, first pitch swing and strike number 1. So it's somewhat of a conscious effort, would you say, that you move a little quicker? Is that something you've always done, or is that more of a recent thing?
No, I've always done that. Yeah, I feel like my coaches make me slow it down sometimes because I do gas myself pretty quickly by doing that. But, yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
So 0-1, swing and a miss. It's an 0-2, and Adamson looking for his first strikeout of the day. He'll bring it on towards Salmon and find it strike number 3. So Swidler will throw it around the horn, and it'll be 2 outs for the Riptide. We're moving quickly here in this inning. Huon, you got any questions for Dane over here?
Yeah, kind of sticking with the baseball stuff. We saw kind of a strange situation today. Josh Hickey going out with an injury a bit earlier than expected, and Haas Fregoso having to come in. Have you had to do that before, kind of come in for an injury, and how does your mindset change coming in?
I don't know if I've had to do that. The funny thing is I was actually like joking with Haas because I was sitting next to him, and when they went there I was like, oh, you're in, dude, you're in. And then he ended up actually going in. So that was funny, but no, in situations like that, like, you don't have time to think. You just go on and do, and honestly I feel like it works in your favor more times than not.
We talked yesterday about how you don't necessarily start as often. You like to relieve a little bit more. After your start, what did you think about starting? You still have a similar opinion, or you like it a little more?
Yeah, it was interesting for me. I feel like I didn't have the greatest routine before the game. I'd have got myself a little too tired before I should have. So, but I was happy with it, and I had to push through some things, which I enjoyed because, you know, that's how you become a better pitcher, is getting through that type of stuff.
So strike 3 looking for Sauce. A very, very quick home half and the away half as well. So we're sorry about that. Would have loved to talk a little bit more, but thanks for Dane Grant coming up here. We're going to have you again, and we're going to have to get those nachos up here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And 2-1, we'll head to the top of the 7th. And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. Our broadcast today is powered by Cityside Fiber, OC Riptide's favorite gig speed fiber internet provider. And it will be a new pitcher on the mound for the Riptide. It'll be Island coming in, and he'll be facing the righty in Fishbow, the righty in Theodore, and the lefty in Jones. So 2 righties and a lefty, but first it'll be Dylan Fishbow coming up for the Bombers, who are down by 1. It's 2-1 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Ireland, his second appearance of the summer for the Riptide. The first one didn't go in his favor, went 1 inning, gave up a couple of runs, and that kind of sparked the offense for the Oaks in that game, and they ended up winning. So Ireland looking to have a bit of a better outing here in a pressure situation.
Fregoso looked strong in his outing, but it's time for a new pitcher, and trying to, looks like, lay down a bunt was Fishbow, but fouls it back. So Fishbow today has flown out to center and then flew out in foul territory over to Carter Dans at first base. It'll be an 0-1 count for Ireland, looking on toward Fishbow. Not sure if he'll try to bunt here again as Sauce is running in. Big swing and a miss at the curveball for strike number 2.
And Haas Fergoso, a really good outing in a tough spot. 4 innings, just 1 hit, no runs or walks, had 5 strikeouts. So he did a really good job in an emergency situation.
0-2 fouled back off of, looks like the mask of Zakar down there. So we'll see that count one more time. And Sauce has crept in multiple times now from that third base. He's playing basically all the way against the outfield grass. Has moved in a little bit, but not all that much. And any time that the pitch comes, he runs in. 0-2. Curveball rings him up. Big swing and a miss from Fishbow for strikeout number 1 from Ireland and the 6-1 for the Riptide in this game.
Ireland out of UC Davis, but playing here locally this summer. He's from Irvine, and at Beckman High School in Irvine, he was the CIF Division III Player of the Year. So he's got some talent in that arm, although hasn't appeared for UC Davis just yet.
Zach Ireland gets back out there, looks on toward the righty and Theodore. Righty-righty matchup. First one misses for a ball. So Bombers trying to find a run as Theodore launches one out toward Burdick in center field. Takes a few steps back and a few steps to his right for out number 2. An easy out for Burdick out there in the outfield. Yet another one that they've had to deal with. Went an inning back in the second where only the outfield got out. That was 1-2-3 inning. That was back in the second. Went Burdick and, or excuse me, it went Hunsaker in right field, then Burdick in center, and back to Hunsaker in right. But this one was a fly ball. So it'll now be Jeremy Jones, the lefty, up to bat. He's 1 for 2 so far today with a double and came around to score. That's the only run for the Bombers so far. Watch the first one in there for strike number 1. And here's the second. High and outside, misses, 1-1 count. So Jones is 1 for 6 against the Riptide so far this season. As Ireland misses outside, 2-1 count now with 2 outs and nobody on.
And this is a big out for Ireland. You have a slim lead. If put up a 1-2-3 inning can give some confidence to this offense who's struggled this game.
Jones not really close to that breaking ball. So Ireland moving very quickly right now. Maybe just trying to get the bats up as soon as possible, as Dane Grant said just previously ago. He nods, comes out of the windup, 2-2. Misses with a changeup outside, though he nods he liked the pitch. So certainly moving quickly. He nods at another one, brings the glove up, and now the payoff pitch. Hit hard out toward right field, moving back is Hunsaker, still looking up, flips around, looks at the wall, and it goes off of the wall. Moving all the way around to second, now chugging for third is going to be Jones. Throw from the shortstop in Lambden, short hops Sauce. It'll bounce toward Ireland behind and he'll catch it, but either way, a 2-out triple for Jeremy Jones. And it feels like it's not very often you see a triple. We have 3 in this game.
Yeah, triples arguably harder to hit than a home run, and don't see it that much. And we have 3 today, 2 from Rodriguez. And I just want to give Ireland props there. A good backup at third. If he's not there, this is probably a tie game.
So 2 outs. Jeremy Jones now on third base. Jack Mullen up to the plate. He's a righty. And Ireland spikes one. A good job from Zakar to keep it in front, though. He'll get a new baseball and hand it over to Ireland. His pitcher. So Mullen today is 1 for 2. Has a single back in the third. One of 6 hits that this Bombers team has. The Riptide are leading 2-1. They only have 3. Here's the 1-0 from Ireland. Fastball, bottom part of the zone, but misses. It's a 2-0 count now toward the righty, Jack Mullen. And the DH, who is 1 for 18 on the season, now 2 for 20 after this game. Only second hit of the ball game, or of the year, I should say. Looks to lay down a bunt, but a curveball low and outside. So it's a 3-0 count now. I'd assume a stop sign up for Jack Mullen. Only hits in CCL are against the Riptide so far. Had one against Hickey. He was the last one. It was a bunt single, in fact, that just rolled barely out of the dirt in front of home plate. 3-0 from Island. High and inside, it misses, so a 4-pitch walk toward the 9-hitter in Jack Mullen, and it'll be runners on the corners now for the leadoff guy in Thomas Williams, a switch hitter who will likely come up to the left side, and he does.
Yeah, this bottom of the lineup has been pesky today for the Riptide. Jones, a double and a triple. Moulin, a single and a walk. So 2 quick outs for Ireland. Now he's got some pressure.
Williams today struck out twice and hit a single. Ireland's worried about Mullen at first. He'll throw to Dans, who lays down a tag. Either way, 2 outs, runners on the corners. 2-1 here, top of 7. Riptide are leading. Ireland hit the first pitch to Williams is low and inside in the dirt. So Zakar's going to call time and walk out to his pitcher and have a conversation with him.
Yeah, I think this is good from Jimmy Zakar. You get 2 quick outs and then some trouble from the bottom of the lineup. Just settle down your pitcher. He's in a bit of an advantage spot here, but with where the score is 2-1, definitely want to be careful that you don't want that run to come home, especially with an offense that hasn't been so prolific the last couple of days for the Riptide.
It's like Jake Lambton came into that conversation as well, wearing the number 22 that Ben Castelli used to wear for the Riptide, but not anymore. It's Jake Lambton's number now. So maybe a first and third play that they were trying to draw up. 2 outs and a 1-0 count toward the leadoff hitter in Thomas Williams. Batting from the left side against the righty Island. Change up outside part of the plate. For strike number 1, it'll be 1-1 count now. An error for each team so far. Riptides was back in the third. It was an E5 that was on Camden Sauce. So this one's elevated out toward the left side. It'll keep fading over toward Pear Tree. Meets and land just next to the Riptide dugout. Whole bunch of fans running over to try to grab that baseball. I would too. It's free candy if you can find a Riptide staff member. But we're up in the booth. We can't go get the candy. Either way, 1-2 count. 2 outs, runners on the corner.
Yeah, it's slow. They let the fans keep the foul balls. And I asked Aiden this. Would you rather keep the foul ball or get the free candy?
I'd go candy all the way. How about you?
I mean, I think as a little kid.
This one's golfed out toward first. Sorry to cut you off. Taps on first base. We'll continue this conversation after this half inning turns over. 2-1 Riptide leave. Time to stretch. We'll head to bottom of the 7th in a moment. And a little bit of time to stretch and a whole lot of time to sing Sweet Caroline out here. Huon was doing a whole lot of the singing, not necessarily me. But it is 2-1, bottom of the 7th. Riptide are leaning. Their bats will come up. It'll be bottom of the order. Hunsaker, Burdick, and then it flips to the top in Rodriguez. New pitcher in Summerfield coming up. What do you have on him, Huon?
Carson Summerfield this summer, 6 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 7 walks, a 17.05 ERA. So looking to get that one down. He's out of Colorado Christian University, a Division II school.
So Hunsaker 1 for 2 so far today. Lefty will step up against the righty Summerfield. First pitch fouled back against the screen. It'll be an 0-1 count. And Adamson, who was previously in, only went 1 inning, struck out 2. They were the last 2 batters he saw. And Sauce was the last one he struck out looking. And so after his quick 1-2-3 inning, it decided it was time for Summerfield instead. 0-1. Misses inside. It's a 1-1 count with no outs and nobody on. Riptide leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. It's been the leadoff hitter, Johnny Rodriguez. He's done a whole lot for this team. 2 triples and a hit by pitch. He's in the hole. 1-1. Misses low. It will be a 2-1 count now.
Yeah, and they have some pitchers still available on their list, so potentially just using all of those guys. Although I believe Charlie Adamson is throwing in the bullpen. Maybe just such a quick inning he wants to get some more work in.
A lot of these guys, as it missed, it's 3-1 count now. A lot of these guys treat outings sometimes as bullpens almost, where if they don't get the pitches they want, they'll go back into the bullpen and keep throwing. So advantage pitch toward Hunsaker, well inside. He'll flip the bat toward the dugout. It's a walk, and the 4th one on the day for the Bombers pitchers, and another leadoff batter for the Riptide.
Yeah, they've had a leadoff hitter, I believe, in every inning except the 6th and the 4th. So most of the innings they've had a leadoff runner, but they've capitalized twice, but I just feel like it hasn't been enough. They've had those leadoff guys and they've scored runs, but they haven't really gone much past that.
It's Cam Burdick now to the plate. Launches the first one right down the pipe for strike number 1. They've left 5 runners on base so far, but that's not really that much compared to the 7 that the Bombers have left on. Summerfield takes a look over at Hunsaker at first. Now brings his attention to Burdick and brings the 0-1, which is hit high in the sky out towards Zach Thomas, the first base coach's box. Continues to move right and lands in the middle of the bullpen of the Bombers out on the first base side. So an 0-2 count toward Burdick, who struck out in his last at-bat. Has unfortunately struck out in every game he's played so far. Just hasn't gotten the bat going too much. Walked earlier, though, back in the 2nd. Summerfield would love his first strikeout of the day. Sets high at the chest. Righty brings the 0-2. High curveball misses up at the lettering, the blue lettering that spells Riptide on Cam Burdick's chest. All white home uniforms for him. Bombers wearing the dark navy blue with San Diego across their chest in white. 1-2. High with the fastball. Misses 2-2 count now with Hunsaker walking back to first base.
And the struggles this summer are quite surprising for Cam Burdick. At Cal State Fullerton, he hit .259, so pretty good season for him, just not translating here.
He's just in a slump. There's nothing really else to say about it. 2-2. High misses, so he's worked from 0-2 all the way back to full. No outs in Hunsaker, the runner at first base for the Riptide, who worked a walk previously ago. Burdick looking to do the same and get 2 ducks on the pond for Rodriguez. He's had himself a day. He was 0 for his last 14, and today he's 2 for 2 with 2 triples. Full count. Golfed out toward third base coach in Grant Mayu. He ducks out of the way, and it'll roll all the way out to the corner at the 325 marker in left field.
And Josh Hickey seems to be okay.
Josh Hickey full sprint to the left corner.
Sprinting out there, so came out with an injury, but seems to be fine.
I can probably say it's not lower body.
Yeah, maybe just a precautionary. He seems fine on that one.
3-2. Hit in the hole between short and third. Burdick's got a hit. Hunsaker hustling toward third. Throw from Theodore to Bonham is not good. Throw to from bottom over to second to Roca. Pops out of the glove. Burdick is now on second. That just shows the speed of Burdick. Ball popped out of the glove of Roca. He recovers, but now it's going to be runners on second and third for the Riptide. Hunsaker on third, Burdick on second. And you talk about the speed of Burdick and why you want him on the bases. That was just a perfect example right there.
Yeah, hustling out of the box all the way. And I thought he had no chance to get there at second. I think if that tag doesn't happen, it's probably an out for Burdick. But the speed showing up there for him, and he does a good job. They catch a break a little bit with his speed. Now we'll have a mound visit. So good job from Burdick. Hunsaker wasn't stopping at all. He did a good job. Burdick, I thought, was a little overly aggressive, but it paid off.
So Johnny Rodriguez, who's getting ready to the right of home plate in the lefty box. He's swinging around. Michael Miltimore, the home plate umpire, going to try to break this up. The meeting between Swidler and Summerfield. So Rodriguez, as I was talking about, he was 0 for his past 14. And we weren't necessarily considering him in a slump, though now that I think about it, that's certainly a slump, 0 for your past 14. And then today, went 2 for 2 with 2 triples and a hit by pitch as well. Came around to score back in the 5th. That's the second run. He's looking to bring 2 around here. All the infield is up against the grass. 0-0 from Summerfield toward Rodriguez. It's inside and misses. It's a 1-0 count with no outs, runner on second and third. Burdick is on second, and Hunsaker is on third.
Research team might have to do some digging here. I mean, I wonder how many times someone's gotten 3 triples in a game.
We'll see if he can do it here again. 1-0. High, misses. And you talk about the gaps that he's done it in. Chu is on first. He's hugging the first baseline. And then Fishbow in center field's already shifted way to right center. Big open stance for Rodriguez. And they intentionally walk him. So didn't want to deal with Rodriguez. And now instead, they're going to have to deal with Jake Lambden, who on a limited sample size so far this year is 0 for 2 with a sac fly and an RBI. But that's only in this game because that's the only time we've seen him. And might I add, probably one of the best 6-3s that I'll ever write down in my life.
Yeah, that was an incredible play from him. Acrobatics. Goes down 6-3 in the scorebook, but it was a fantastic play.
So the first time this year I've written down intentional walk in my scorebook. Bases juiced, no outs. Lambden watches the first one from Summerfield. Slider on the outside corner for strike number 1.
Yeah, the intentional walk for Rodriguez. I mean, he has been dangerous today, but it's definitely an interesting choice to load the bases on purpose with nobody out.
Hope for the double play ball. 0-1. Chopped out toward Grant Mayu. Bad hop gets under him, so it'll roll into just next to the Riptide's dugout, an 0-2 count. And I was able to talk with Tom McGuire, who unfortunately is no longer on the team, was only here for the month of June. He said, in this scenario, you want to strike out and then double play ball. That's what gets you out of it, no runs. It's 2-1 right now. And the 0-2. Hit right back up the middle. It's going to get past the diving glove of Williams. Coming around to score is Hunsaker. Burdick's on his horse. Picking it up is Fishbow. He'll throw to the cutoff man in Williams. Not even worry about the speedy Burdick, who's come all the way around from second to score. Riptide now lead 4-1 just like that on the 2 RBI single from Jake Lambden.
Yeah, and there's that decision to intentionally walk Rodriguez coming back to bite them. I don't agree with the decision. I think even where you are in the count with how Rodriguez has done today, he's been a player in a slump. You could definitely get an out with him. So I don't agree with that situation. And Jake Lambden, a big first impression for his new team, makes them pay.
So his first hit in a Riptide uniform. He now stands on first. Rodriguez on second. No outs. Carter Dans, the lefty, against the righty in Summerfield, who throws a first pitch strike on the inside part of the plate. Carter Dans so far 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first and has worked 2 walks, but was stranded on second in the first one and got caught stealing in his last one. 0-1. Finds the inside part again, so he'll go down 0-2. Similar to Lambden, who's on first. But we all know what he did shortly ago to make the score 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Dans will get ready. Summerfield is set high at the chest. Look back toward Rodriguez at second. Lift 0-2. Low and inside, it misses. Gets away from Swidler momentarily. But he's been a wall back there. Nothing gets that far away from him. It's a 1-2 count.
This is an important inning for the Riptide. You really have a chance to break it open. They don't want to fall short here.
Dan, 7 RBIs this year. Looking to add more. 1-2 is fouled back into his left. So there'll be more candy for a fan somewhere out here at Great Park today. In a very dark night. Normally you're able to see something of the mountains, but today can't really see anything. It's just baseball out here in Irvine. Colton Dahl warming up for the Bombers, but right now it's Carson Summerfield. 1-2. Swing and a miss. It was caught or fouled off of Danz's bat, caught by Swidler. So a strikeout and the big first out from Summerfield. Double play ball now gets you out of this with only 2 coming across, but a hot bat and Luke Johnson coming up to the plate.
And Luke Johnson been quiet today, 2 strikeouts and out in between, but he's been hot as of late. He does have 6 RBIs on the season, a big spot for him.
And on first and second, righty v righty matchup. Summerfield brings the first changeup on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. And sneakily, all of a sudden, the Bombers pitchers have 11 strikeouts in this game after that one. 6 of them were due to the starter, William Sanford, who went 3 innings. 1 out man on first and second. Summerfield brings the 0-1 and misses high. It's a 1-1 count toward Luke Johnson, who coming into this game was 11 for 18 in his past 4 games. And to speak about how hot he was, he got out of the slump because before that he was hitless in the 3 games prior. 1-1. Just misses outside with the heater. It's a 2-1 count now.
And you talk about the strikeouts, 11 today. It's been a point of emphasis for these hitters and this coaching staff to kind of limit those. And I think you can get away with it against a team like the Bombers, but down the stretch against the Foresters, the Saints, the Oaks, they're going to have to cut out those strikeouts.
2-1. Another curveball. This one misses low, though. It'll be a 3-1 count for Johnson, which is a little bit dangerous. And you're right, you talk about the teams that it won't work against. One of them, the Foresters, which Riptide will play tomorrow over in Santa Barbara. You'll be able to hear that game with myself, Andrew Giesler, and Aiden Pham. 3-1, Summerfield works backwards with his left knee and won't even throw toward Rodriguez, who didn't need to dive back to the second base. Just walked back there. Just checking on him. So 1 out, Rodriguez takes his lead once again. Lambden takes a huge lead past the cut of the grass at first. And the 3-1 catches the outside corner for strike number 2. It'll be a 3-2 count now. Luke Johnson thought he had walked, but he did not. So he'll get right back in to the back of the righty box. Summerfield is set high at the chest. Third base side of the rubber. Here's the delivery. 3-2, got him looking. Strikeout number 12 for the Bombers. And a huge one from Summerfield. Hoping to strand 2 out there with Jimmy Zakar coming up to the plate now, who's 0 for 2 on his day.
And inning are not over, but I know they've scored 2, but it just feels like a bit of a failure if you don't get these runs home. You have a lot of momentum with nobody out, but if you only score 2, it feels like this game is still within reach for the Bombers.
Johnson steals easily. He's going to slam on the brakes at third after the passed ball. He was well on his way before the knee was even lifted of Summerfield. So an easy, I guess it's a wild pitch, but you would love to consider that one a steal because he was basically there. Either way, 1-0 count to Zakar, who, as I said, is 0 for 2 today, but said he's been seeing the ball better than he has been in quite a bit of time. Came around to score after being a pinch runner for Henry McDonald, who started this game. He was hit by a pitch and exited then. 1-0. Misses in the lefty box. Swidler has to dive over and catch it. So it'll be a 2-0 count with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Rodriguez will take a wide lead at third. Lambden, after his 2 RBI single, will take his big lead at second. Satterfield sets high at the shoulders, 2-0. Again, misses same spot. This time looked like it was a breaking ball, so it'll be a 3-0 count for Zakar. And he looks back toward Grant Mayu, trying to see, is the green light on? You're shaking your head, no, Huon. But Forsters yesterday were swinging 3-0. We'll see what happens with Zakar here. If you are going to swing, probably should get a hit at least. 2 outs, runners on second and third, 3-0. Misses outside. It'll be a walk to load the bases up with 2 outs. Jack Salmon coming up to the plate now on the 5th walk of the day for the Bombers.
This would be huge for Jack Salmon to come through here. The bat has not been there this summer. Only 1 RBI. He would love to come through for his team, but also himself, and give him some confidence.
So batting 166 on the year. Would really love to get one here, as it looks like it'll be a mound visit and a new pitcher coming in for the Bombers. So 2 outs, bases juice. Jack Salmon up to the plate. The suspense will continue to build when we come back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Riptide leading 4-1. As we're back here in Great Park, not sure if we have video of this necessarily. Lonzo ran out. He's running back now. So it'll be a new pitcher. Bases loaded for Colton Dahl. And the right-hander has a little bit of work to do. It's 2 outs right now. We're all set here with Jack Salmon up to the plate. First pitch from Dahl to Salmon. Catches the inside for strike number 1. It'll be an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Bases loaded. On first is going to be Jimmy Zakar after the walk. Jake Lambden on second after his 2 RBI single. And an intentional walk. Rodriguez is all the way on third. 0-1 towards Salmon. Hit out toward third base. Weekly. Stutter step over there from Bonham, but makes the right play. Throws over to first, route number 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be 4-1. The Bats need to get going for the Bombers. They need 3 runs in their final 6 outs when we come back. Zach Ireland out on the mound for the Riptide once again. It's a 4-1 ball game in the top of the 8th. It will be a catcher in Ethan Swidler, and then Lucas Bonham and Michael Roca. 3 righties for the righty Zach Ireland, who will bring the first one. Curveball catch at the bottom part of the zone for strike number 1. Ireland likes to work quickly, that's for sure. And we'll see that here as he sets up toward the eyes with black glove. 0-1. Another curveball. This one misses in the chalk line outside. So 1-1 count with no outs and nobody on. Riptide leading 4-1 in the top of the 8th. Final 6 outs. The Bombers need to find 3. 1-1. Hammered out toward left field. Salmon moves toward his right. It'll drop it right at his feet. So Swidler has a single to start things off for the Bombers. Just what they needed. It will be the first time since the 3rd inning that they have a leadoff man on board.
And I was talking about it in the top half or the bottom half of the 7th for the Riptide. They scored 2, but it felt like they left a lot on the table. And with a 4-1 game, still a lot of time for the Bombers to come back. They're leading in hits today, so you still leave the door open for them. And a leadoff single is just what they want.
First pitch toward the righty Bonham, drilled foul on the third base side over there near the Turtles that USC used this past year. They played at Great Park while Dado Field was getting redone. Not that close to USC's campus, about an hour and away. But
yeah, they couldn't have found a closer field to
I guess not.
USC.
No outs, man on first. Island nods a few times. 0-1. Curveball high and inside. It misses. So Bonham now has a 1-1 count. So far today, he has reached all 3 times. One's due to an error as a bunny runs across the middle of the field. This one's hammered in between short and third. Laminin and Sauce will watch it go out towards Salmon, and it will be men on first and second. And I don't know if our cameras picked that up, but just screaming across the middle of the diamond was a bunny rabbit. And a base hit either way. Men on first and second now after the single from Bonham. Swidler now on second with Michael Roca stepping up to the plate, the righty.
I'm talking about leaving it on the table. Now a swing ties this game. So Riptide definitely not out of the woods yet.
And Brian Evans knows just that. He'll take a slow walk out toward the mound and try to slow things down. It'll be a left-hander in the bullpen right now for the Riptide. The bunny is still there moving around. Huon, did you originally see the bunny running across the field? I don't know if you did.
No, I just saw it over by the bullpen. I didn't see it running out, so potentially a 10th defender for the Riptide.
That thing was screaming across the diamond. So Brian Evans will walk out. Certainly not as fast as the bunnies. So staying in the game will be Zach Ireland. First and second. Man on first is Lucas Bonham after his single. Swidler's on second after his single. He's only a left turn away from making this game 4-2. It is 4-1 though right now in the top of the 8th. Ireland will look on toward another righty in Michael Roca. Still yet to get a hit so far in conference play this year. First pitch to him is inside. It hits the zone, but off of the glove of Zakar, who looks at it weirdly. And either way, it'll be strike number 1 with no outs.
Interesting that Blakey's warming up. He wasn't on the available pitchers list today, but they might see something out of him.
0-1 from Ireland. Curveball misses. Great job from Zakar to keep that one in front of him. It'll be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, Zakar doing his best Ethan Swidler impression there, putting his body in front of that one.
Last time that Blakey pitched was against the Oaks. I think that was on Sunday. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. 1-1 from Ireland, just misses on the outside. It'll be a 2-1 count with no outs and a man on first and second.
So big out for Ireland here. He'd love the double play, but just an out would work as well.
Dan Grant, who was here earlier, said he can go in if he needs to. 2-1. Curveball misses outside. Makes it a 3-1 count now toward Roca, and this is not the man you necessarily want to walk in this lineup. Still yet to get a hit in conference play in 11 at-bats, though does has an RBI against the Riptide this year. Ireland sets just at the orange number on his left side. 3-1 is hit hard into the dugout of the Riptide. But nobody hurt. It'll be a full count now once again.
Speaking of Dane Grant, if he comes in, wouldn't be the first time you've had someone up here try some food and then go into the game.
Obviously, speaking Zach Crandall, full count. He is fouled back straight toward us. Both of us get our hands up here. We almost made a play on it, but thankfully there's a fence and then glass in front of us. You don't want to see either of us try to make a play. But as we were saying, yeah, Zach Crandall was up here, had a full meal, and then went down to pinch hit in, I forgot which game necessarily it was, but he ended up walking in the bottom of the ninth. 3-2 from Ireland. Hit out toward right center field, moving back originally is Hunsaker, now moves in, fits at his original position, and will catch for the first out. And then fire a missile into Lambden, the cutoff man. So nobody moving on the base path, so it'll just be a fly out toward right field. Swidler stays on second, Bonham stays on first with one out now.
Really good from Hunsaker there. I didn't think that Swidler was going to run regardless, but good job of him to get that one in quickly and strong to keep the runners at bay.
And so Coach Brian Evans will walk out for the second time in this inning, and he'll take a slow walk point toward Dylan Blakey in the bullpen. So we'll see him yet again. Last time he pitched was on Sunday, we believe, against the Oaks. So Dylan Blakey coming out twice in a matter of 4 days. We'll see what he does coming back. And we welcome you back. It's Dylan Blakey time. Coming up to the plate is going to be Alan Chu, the lefty, and then two righties, Dylan Fishbow and James Theodore, coming up to the plate. Two runners on, man on first and second. Bonham on first, Swidler on second. One out in the top of the eighth. The Riptide lead 4-1. Tying run is at the plate. First pitch goes off the glove of Zakar. He slides and finally picks it up. And it will be runners now on second and third. Swidler on third and Bonham on second.
Yeah, not what you want if you're Dylan Blakey out of the bullpen. You come in a tough spot. It is a 3-run game, so you have some wiggle room, but you don't want to put those runners into scoring position with less than 2 outs.
So Blakey out on the mound after Island pitched 1 1/3. 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout for him. Runs to be determined. He's responsible for both on the pond. 1 out. Chu watches it go by on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. It's a 1-1 count. So Blakey just trying to get going in this game. And he pitched recently. I was back on Sunday against the Oaks. 1-1. Hit out toward the third base side. Zach Thomas, who was talking to someone over there, right on the fence, has to run away. And it'll be a 1-2 now for Chu.
Yeah. We're supposed to see Jace Benke today. Potentially could still see him, but Blakey jumps over him today.
Blakey sets high near his ear. 1-2. Gets him with the changeup on the outside part of the plate. Chu disagrees quite a bit. He stands in the batter's box for a while, but it doesn't matter. Strikeout number 7 for the Riptide pitchers on the day in the second out of this inning.
Big strikeout for Dylan Blakey. Now any out will do to get out of this jam.
So it'll be Dylan Fishbow now up to the batter's box. Hitless so far today. Hasn't even reached on base. Struck out in his last one back in the 7th to Island. First pitch to him. Big swing and a miss on a changeup outside part of the plate. Strike number 1. 2 outs, man on second and third. Swidler on third. Bonham on second. Looking in for quite a while is Blakey. Finally finds a sign he likes. Lifts, fires. Skied out toward the first base side. It's going foul. Dan's giving it a run still. Looking and lands dead in the middle of the Bombers' bullpen. So just allowed strike number 2. An 0-2 count now for the left-hander Dylan Blakey against the righty Dylan Fishbow. Battle of the Dylans here. 2 outs. Blakey would love to strand both runners on the pond. It would be base runners 8 and 9 that are left out there for the Bombers today. 0-2. Fouled back once again. We'll get an 0-2 count in a few more moments. Though the Riptide are leading by 3. It's 4-1 right now. The Bombers are leading in the hits category. They have 8. The Riptide only have 5. It's partially due to the Riptide only having 1 walk so far today, and the Bombers having 4. Blakey gets ready, and the 0-2 once again. Just misses low. Zakar tried to frame that one and get it on the bottom of the zone. Didn't get it, though, so a 1-2 count once again. Blakey trying to work for a strikeout here. Second one in a row. 1-2. Gets him swinging. Great pitch by Blakey. The changeup on the outside part of the zone. He strikes out the 2 that he faces, and 2 left on base for the Bombers. It's 4-1. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Bombers will only have 3 outs when they come back in the top of the 9th to figure out how many runs they need. And here we are in the home half of the 8th. Riptide leading 4-1 with the bottom part of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, a righty, a lefty, and a righty in Camden Sauce, then Riley Hunsaker and Cam Burdick. First pitch, check swing, definitely went across, and either way it crossed home plate. So it'll be strike number 1 for Colton Dahl, who came in just recently, only a third of an inning pitched, one batter he faced, and he got the ground out. Work quickly, 0-1. Slider which misses low toward Sauce, who's yet to reach today. Has struck out looking twice. That was in the 2nd and in the 6th. And then foul fly out to first back in the 4th. Sandwich between those strikeouts. 1-1 catch is the outside part of the zone. 1-2 count now.
Dahl been good this summer. 2 innings before today. Hasn't allowed a run, so looking to continue that here.
Dahl comes out on the windup. 1-2. Spikes one near the plate. 2-2 count now as Swidler, a good catch to keep that one in front of him once again, but no base runners on. He doesn't have to worry with no outs. Wind up once more, 2-2. Big swing and a miss from Sauce. It just hasn't been his day. That's the hat trick for him, so 3 strikeouts. It'll be Riley Hunsaker, the 8th batter, coming up now. 13th strikeout on the day for the Bombers pitchers now. Number continuing to increase.
Yeah, it's kind of a opposite here for the Riptide. Usually see their pitchers strike out a lot of guys. The hitters not strike out as much as 13, but pitchers only 7 for them.
Hunsaker watches the first one in the bottom part of the zone. Strike number 1, no swing from him. He, so far today, he's 1 for 2. Singled back in the 2nd, and then grounded out to 2nd in the 4th. Launches the 2nd pitch of the at-bat. Low in the zone. It'll be a 1-1 count. And then reached via walk in the 7th and came around to score. That was the 3rd run of the day for the Riptide. But they've scored 4. It's 4-1 right now. 1-1 misses low and inside. It'll be a 2-1 count. Dahl 2-1. Hit hard out toward left field. Coming in is Theodore. He'll finally get under it as that ball is tailing just a little bit more fair, and it'll be out number 2.
And this is an important inning for Colton Dahl. They only have 3 outs to work with in the bottom of the 9th, but this feels like a doable comeback. You get 2 guys on, a home run ties the game, so Dahl wants to keep this right where it is.
It's Cam Burdick up to the plate now. A single in his last at-bat. Watch the first one miss outside. So 1-0 count with 2 outs, nobody on. Dahl working very, very quickly out there on the mound. Big right-hander. Now the wind-up 1-0. Curveball right down the middle for strike number 1. Burdick trying to get out of the slump. He's batting 147 so far this year. Has a hit, though, today to help him. 1-1, big swing and a miss at a breaking ball out in the zone. He says why as he's shaking his head. Knows that one was well out of the plate. Bottom 5 hitters for the Riptide right now, all batting below the Mendoza line as the 1-2 misses outside. And I'll say that one more time because it was a little rushed. The batting order for the Riptide to start: McDonald, Salmon, Sauce, Hunsaker, and Burdick, all below 200 batting. 2-2. Chopped out towards short, cut off by the 3rd baseman Bonham. He'll on the run throw over to Chu and get out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Dahl. Keeps the score at 4-1. The Bombers have a chance here. They need 3 runs in their final 3 outs. We'll see what happens in the top of the 9th. And top of the ninth. The Bombers have 3 outs to find 3 runs. It'll be 6, 7, 8, 2 righties, and then a lefty for San Diego. First, it's going to be Dylan Fishbow, then James Theodore, and Jeremy Jones. Blakey gets ready, first one. On the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. So pinch hitter instead. It's going to be James Derflinger, who's up to the plate. Big righty getting ready to go. 0-1. Pals 1 back. So Derflinger in there for Theodore.
0 for 6 against the Riptide this summer, but is batting .250.
Nobody on, no outs. Here's the 0-2. This is high.
If you're the Riptide, you'd be happy with 7, 8, 9 coming up in the 9th, but Jeremy Jones, the 8-hitter, he's 2 for 3. Moulin, 1 for 2 with a walk, so going to be a tough bottom of the order to get out.
Blakey sets high, 1-2. Big swing and a miss. So drop third strike. Zakar throws on to first. Carter Dance for out number 1. 2 outs to go for the Riptide, and they'll get a win against the Bombers.
That changeup has just been really great for Blakey. We saw it in the last inning, got a couple swings and misses there. A really good one to Derflinger, so I like that changeup out of him.
So now it'll be lefty and Jeremy Jones up to the plate. First pitch to him. He watches on the outside part of the plate. Strike number 1. Need to get something going if you're San Diego, and need to do it right now. A little bit of a closed batter's stance with the red Nike shoes. Looks on toward Blakey. Sets high at the ear. 0-1. Fouled back against the screen. And Blakey's been really efficient in his outing so far. Has gotten ahead of hitters quite a bit.
Yeah, 3 straight strikeouts. He's been really, really good. He wasn't expected to pitch today, but he answered the call well here.
0-2. Curveball, which bounces in front of Zakar. So it'll be a 1-2 count with 1 out and nobody on. Riptide leading 4-1 in the top of the 9th. Blakey, third base side of the rubber, comes out of the stretch. Haven't seen him out of the windup so far this year. 1-2. Hit out toward second base. It's going to get past the diving glove of Johnson out there in shallow right field and roll out toward Hunsaker. So a single for Jones, and that's exactly what you need if you're the Bombers.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones now just missing a home run from that cycle, though you'd hope he wouldn't get up again with how this game is going. But Jeremy Jones coming in today hitting just .231, but 3 hits for him, and that's what you want if you're the Bombers. You get the strikeout to lead off, but now a single to flip over your lineup after Moulin, and that could potentially spark something.
So Moulin today, a single and a walk, but has also struck out. Double play ball ends this game. First pitch toward Moulin is low in the zone, but misses. 1-0 count with 1 out and a man on first. Middle infield a little bit closer to that second base bag, getting ready to turn 2 and try to end this game. 1-0. In there right down the middle for strike number 1, 1-1 count. And something that I've just continued to notice is the Bombers, though they're losing by 3 right now, have 9 hits compared to the Riptide's 5. Both teams with an error.
And it just means they haven't done enough with those hits. We saw something similar with the Riptide against the Foresters yesterday. They had a lot of hits, but just couldn't cash in.
Left 9 batters on, as this one's foul tip into the glove of Zakar. So it'll be a 1-2 count.
Yeah, the Bombers have 8 left on base, so pretty similar there. They've left someone on in almost every inning.
Blakey high at the chest, trying to get the second out. 1-2. Sliced out toward right field, continuing to slice, and goes out of play over the fence. So 1-2 count once more. Riptide only have 1 walk so far today. That's definitely been something that has helped them out quite a bit. 1-2. Change up top of the zone. Got him looking. Blakey continues to stay strong. Another strikeout for him. The 10th one for the Riptide pitchers today.
It's a big out for him. The lineup flips over, but now it's easier. You have 2 outs and just that runner at first. So good out for Blakey.
Only run that the Bombers have scored today was back in the 3rd inning. It was due to an error as well, so unearned. 4-1, top of the 9th, 2 outs, man on first. Thomas Williams up to the plate. Switch hitter in the right side. Watch the first one eye level. So 1-0 count. And on first is Jones. He got there due to his single that just got through on the first base side. Just past Johnson, the diving second baseman. Blakey takes a long look at Jones and brings the 1-0. Hit high over the top of our heads. Huon almost going to make a play on it, but don't think so. That one's in the parking lot.
The only chance we really have to make a play here is if we're on the radio side, but even then it would be a weird geometrical angle to make that one happen.
Blakey high at the chest again. Lifts 1-1. Finds the inside part of the zone for strike number 2. So the Bombers are down to their last strike now. Man on first. And it's Jones that's out there. Thomas Williams is at the plate in a 1-2 count with 2 outs. 4-1 Riptide leading top of the 9th. Blakey 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Blakey strikes down all 5 batters that he faces. And the Riptide win 4-1. So a big win for the Tide almost certainly. Blakey, who we weren't necessarily expecting to come into this game, he does, and finishes the game off 11 strikeouts for the Riptide. But what did you see today, Huon, from this broadcast in general of the home side and the away side?
Yeah, I thought it was a good win for the Riptide. The pitching did a good job, especially in a tough spot with Hickey coming out earlier than he was expecting to. We hope he's okay, but for Goso, 4 really strong innings. Ireland was good as well, as was Blakey. I thought the pitching was good. I thought the offense could have been better. I think they could have had some more competitive at-bats, but they did just enough to get the win here. But tomorrow against Santa Barbara going to have to be a little better. But I think if you can do enough to win, I think that's okay, and they did that today.
Yeah, and they certainly did. Final box score, 1 run for the Bombers, but 9 hits and an error with the Riptide. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. So 4-1 is the final score. Make sure that you stay tuned for tomorrow's game against the Foresters. Pretty sure 4:30 game time. And for everyone here at the OC Riptide broadcast, Andrew Giesler, Huon Fitzpatrick, Alonzo Rivera, and then Cameron McCurry, Mel Kwan, and Colin Costian. I think I got everybody. We thank you, and we will see you next time. Stay tuned for tomorrow's game against the Foresters.